This is a quick real estate update from Jerry Metcalf Partners, real estate agents on the ground in Atlanta. We're talking about what it's like, what to expect, the pros, the cons, and what to consider to align yourself and your loved ones for the best opportunities. All right, everybody, it's the JM Partners Eavesdrop. We've got the famous Chad Carotis, the famous Adam Vickers, and Jerry Metcalf. That's me, by the way. Talking about the market. We're going to visit today. We've been talking about the quarantine. Some people are still, some people aren't. The pandemic, what's happening as a result. We've not really honed in on that, except we're noticing some really crazy things in the market we thought we would share. Chad, share with us the stats that you were just pulling for us that we were talking about before we recorded.
Wait, you really put me on the spot with that.
25%. Y'all, he pulled the stats, but it was 25% increase in applications for mortgages. So in the last week, this is national stats, but the last week, the applications for mortgages are up 8% in the last week. But year over year, this time last year, there were 25% fewer applications for mortgages than there are now. So we want to talk about like who thought a pandemic would cause a surge in the real estate market and why, and what did we predict and what are things going to look like moving forward?
No. So it's really interesting what we're seeing. And it's really, I think, because people are realizing that the work from home, even once the pandemic is over, the work from home is most likely not going anywhere. And people are realizing that they need to be able to not only live and, eat, breathe, sleep in their home, but work from there, relax in there, and it's becoming all these things and have a jam, like a whole self-sufficient community within your home in a sense. So it's really interesting kind of seeing some of the trends, like what people are doing in terms of, or I guess what buyers value now.
Yeah. Outdoor space is becoming a premium too. Being able to get outside because a lot of places aren't being open as frequently as such as pools and parks and other public areas. People are wanting to stay in their own spot, and so there's a big premium in that.
I think it used to be lifestyle around what was around you, and that's still going on, but now it's still lifestyle, but in a different way. Where do I really want to live? And people are moving to second home markets. The second home markets start booming because they're going, this is where I really want to live. And then when they're buying a house, they're saying, okay, what do I really want out of the house? Because I'm going to be spending a lot more time here. And like you said, Chad, Zoom rooms are a big deal. And Adam, outdoor spaces are a lot more important. Townhomes, the absorption rates are much higher right now in Atlanta than the the 2 million and up market is 6 months of inventory. And then you've got townhomes that's got a few years of inventory. So it's completely flopped from what we usually see. And a lot of people are coming to Atlanta.
Yeah. And even another big thing is the auxiliary buildings outside in the backyard, because people are putting their home offices out there, or, gym studios, or, anything in that regard. So that's another thing that I think we'll see a lot more of in the coming months and years.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's going to look like. And we don't know yet, but changing on zoning and how we're zoning things, because there's going to be more and more of a demand for zoning things. We were talking too before, we always talk about like the very simple but very obvious concept of supply and demand. Getting loans right now, you were sharing with us, Chad, that origination fees the interest rates for refis are, I think, 1/8 of a point. Everybody don't quote me exactly on that, but the interest rates on refis are higher. And then origination fees for a loan are overall up by what is it, like 1/4% now?
Well, no, they came up with this arbitrary random fee, and we'll have to look a little bit more into it, but it's 0.5%. So of the actual loan. And frankly, it's just like taking money and burning it because it's not for anything.
This show is opinions. What is the disclaimer that they do? This is not necessarily the opinions of JM Partners. These are strictly Chad Carotis' opinions. Not that he's wrong. Anyway, but I think the other question is, just to give some on the ground stories, we've had some clients recently asking us about, how do I move? I think that decision is very unique to the person and their situation, not just to the market. We've got a customer right now who bought a client's house, and they are thinking about, do I sell and rent until the house we're buying the construction is complete? Or should I just stay and hold it out? The market's so good right now. What do I do? And what are interest rates going to do? And how do I take advantage of the situation? Do you guys want to, we visited all of these before. Do y'all want to, or you or whatever, want to plug in anything on that and food for thought when you're thinking about should I move or not?
Selling and renting is never fun for anybody. So I would discourage that. Nobody wants to sell their house, move all their stuff, find a rental, which rentals are incredibly expensive.
And unpredictable.
And then find somewhere else to move and then have to move again for a second time within a short window. That's not something that I feel like any of us would recommend, especially in this market with where everything is with interest rates and all that, because you don't know where they're going to go heading into 2021.
I think something to think about too, sometimes people are thinking, okay, I'm going to sell because I've already got a house to buy, but it's under construction and maybe I'll be better off that way. But to your point, Adam, is it can be expensive. You got to pay 2 move fees. And then you've also got to consider the fact that your landlord is not always in your control. And then you've got to get the timing right from when you sell to when you find a rental. And then, by the way, a short-term rental is a 3-month rental is about 40% more market, or maybe even double. And then if you're looking at 6-month rentals, those are at least 25% more a month to pay. So you're looking at higher cost to rent, higher cost to move twice. There are always times to move and not, but I think there's all of these dynamics in your life and your situation and what's the future holds and the trajectory of the market, or it's a one-on-one conversation that you have to figure out, okay, what is the wisest thing for me to do with my house and considering what's going on.
And there are always things that we can do as well to help as far as like temporary occupancy. If you do sell your house and you still need some more time before you're able to close on your next house, which is staying in your home for 1 month, 2 months after you close, to give yourself some time to be able to move into your next house if they still are finishing up construction.
It's amazing how the stars align when everybody's motivated and wants to make it work.
Did you have a good agent?
I mean, that's true. Yes, exactly. That understands the market and all the moving parts and all the things that we can put together to make it happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to see what the market does as we move into the winter. And I think that we are going to experience a winter market like we never have before, because even moving from the summer to the fall, it has not slowed down. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that carries over.
Yeah, spring is happening now is basically what happened. And we're making that spring plus what would have happened anyway this year. It's like it's all compiling and the market's compiling as well.
Yeah, we usually see somewhat of a slowdown heading into August into September, the whole back to school time frame. But to your point, Chad, I mean, it's happening. It hasn't hit that dip that we're historically known to see.
Awesome. Everybody, J&P Market Eavesdrop, the message is the market's good, the market's hot, things are changing fast. If you've got any one-on-one questions, please reach out to us. And we are happy to help you guys answer questions or anybody that you know. Thanks for listening in. Chad, I'm waiting for your wave.
No.
He's not doing it. He's not having it. Thank you to our ambassadors and clients for your support of Jerry Metcalf Partners, where our mission is to deliver the best service and the best results for all our clients' needs, their wants, and their families.